Hello, SquirrelTribe 2.0. So let me just start off with an apology because I have not been here in the last few days, but there's reasons for that. For those of you who do not know, my husband was in immense pain last week and people kept thinking he was having a heart attack because he kept having to grab his shoulder and bend over, and there was grimacing and ouch, oohs, those kind of noises because he hurt his shoulder, right? He did something stupid at the gym, but it turns out his shoulder has been hurting him for literally half his life. Every once in a while, it just acts up and he'll take a Tylenol or a Aleve. I was gonna say Midol, but I'm thinking of Motrin, not Midol. The PMS is all me, not him. He would take like a Motrin or something and then he'd be perfectly fine. But we went to Georgia last week to surprise his mother for her 73rd birthday, which went over very well. We had a lot of fun. His mom, my mom, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, nephew, me, the man, the kid, we had a great time, right? But while we were there, his shoulder kept getting worse and worse and worse. So this week we had our Mimosa Monday live stream on Monday. For those of you who were here for that, thank you. For those of you who weren't, no big deal. It's okay. I still love you. But I talked about how his shoulder had been bothering him. And so I was going to make him an appointment to go get his shoulder checked out. Here's the thing. Insurance, whether you have it or not, sucks. And it's not really insurance sucks. It turns out that like doctors' offices in general suck. It's so incredibly hard to get a doctor's appointment anywhere. Every place I called was like, oh, we can see him in 4 weeks. Oh, we have an opening in 6 weeks. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he'll run out into traffic before then because his shoulder is hurting him so bad, right? So instead I was like, urgent care it is. We're not gonna go to the ER like we did with the kid when she had her 105.7 degree temperature, which was the most terrifying thing I've ever endured in my entire life, just so we're all fully aware. We took her to the ER. I paid my $200 copay. And then I get 2 bills in the mail, one from the doctor himself who saw her and went, yeah, just give her a Motrin, Tylenol, and some Gatorade and buck up, kiddo. He was like $400. Then the ER sent me a separate bill for like $700. So I'm paying, what is that, $1,300 for a Motrin and a Gatorade at this point because my child's fever was so high. Is it money well spent? Heck yeah, because I was terrified. She was delirious and her temperature was too high, so it was worth going to the ER, even though, what's the point in insurance if you're still paying that much flipping money, right? They're like, well, you haven't hit your deductible yet. Okay, cool, I get it, it's fine, it is what it is. So then my brain's going, do we really need insurance if you have to still pay out the frickin' butthole in order to even get any kind of service, right? What is good in a copay if you have to pay the entire deductible first, which for some reason I didn't think you had to do. I thought a copay was a copay for a reason, but I at 42 still don't fully understand how our insurance works in the United States of America because it's so frickin' wonky. Anyway, breathe. So I tried to get an appointment for him to go to a regular doctor and they're all like booked out, whatever else. And I was like, fine, we're going to an urgent care. So I looked up an urgent care in the area. I looked up the reviews for the urgent care first because I didn't want to take him to some like quack place where they're going to be like, oh, you know, take a Tylenol, it's fine, and then charge me $300, $400. So I looked up reviews and there was an urgent care that seemed like it was great reviews. They talked about the price was low, whatever else. So we went in. I made an appointment online and they were not an appointment. I put myself him into the waiting line. It was like a 3-hour long wait line. So we stayed at home for a little bit and then we finally left and went to this urgent care place, right? We walk in and the front desk lady, so nice, very, very nice. The man, he's right-handed, but his left shoulder's all messed up. So he's having to like reach over his body to get to his wallet and do all this other stuff. So I'm like, let me just fill out your paperwork because that's what a good wifey does, right? So I'm like, let me fill out your paperwork and get everything going. And the lady's like, do you have insurance? And I'm like, yeah, here's his driver's license and insurance card or whatever else. She puts everything in. She goes, okay, it's $85. And I'm thinking, yeah, right now it's $85. And I'm gonna get a bill for like 700 something later on. But I'm like, you know what? It's better than trying to wait out 4 to 6 weeks to be seen. So I'm like, I'm paying the $85. Still don't know if I'm gonna get another bill. Let's cross fingers that I don't. So we pay the $85 their copay or whatever the copay is. And within like an hour, he gets seen. Now at urgent care, there's all kinds of people in there, right? This guy came in with his toddler. This little girl was maybe a year old, like not talking, but old enough to walk and run around and want to touch everything, which, you know, kids, I love kids, but I'm like, we're in the urgent care. Don't touch the child. She's here for a reason. No little hands on, you know, don't let her touch anything because you just never know. And I hear the guy on the phone and he's trying to keep his daughter like, content, I guess is the right word, by showing her like cartoons and stuff on his phone. And she's like, I want nothing to do with that. She wanted to suck on her pacifier, run around and touch everything. And he answers a phone call and he goes, oh yeah, she was in daycare and they called us and told her she had like 102, almost 103-degree fever. So here we are at urgent care. And my brain is going, babe, I know your shoulder hurts, but sit your ass down, let the baby go first, because that to me is more important than your shoulder. 103 fever in a toddler, she needs to be seen first, right? But they got him through really quick. They took him back, took her back. And the kid and I are sitting on the chairs, you know, our daughter and I are sitting on the chairs and we're having this conversation. And the night before, Kevin had gone to do something and he yelled because whatever he did hurt so bad. His arm got stuck in place. He couldn't like put it back in place. He had to go push it against something to put it back in place. And I'm thinking he's dislocated something, whatever else. The kid starts Googling everything and she's sending me screenshot after screenshot and she's like, it's his rotator cuff. According to everything and the way he feels and the way it hurts and the noises he's made because when it hurts and how he can't move it, she goes, it's his rotator cuff. Sure as shit. The doctor's like, hey, you need to go to an orthopedic specialist because that's your rotator cuff. And I'm pretty sure you've ripped it all to shreds there, my guy. So they gave him a steroid shot in his butt. I'm like, why did she just want to see your booty? Cause it's a nice booty. It's high and tight and it's a nice booty, but why wouldn't she put the shot where the pain is? I'm not a doctor. It's fine. She just wanted you to drop your pants, whatever. So he got a steroid shot in his butt cheek. Then we went by Walgreens and picked up steroid pills he's taking for 5 days. And then a muscle relaxer one for him as well. So he's on medication. And next week, it took us a week to get in to the orthopedic specialist. Next week, obviously, is 4th of July. So there was some finagling there, trying to figure out how to get in because places are really booked. But it was faster to get in with an orthopedic surgeon, which I guess maybe they're not as popular as just like a regular general physician or family practitioner or anything like that. Because especially where we are, and even here, I'm like, look, I'll go 50 miles out. Hell, I'll go, 100 miles out if I can get a doctor that's going to be worth something for like the family. Everybody is on this 3-week, 4-week, 6-week, see you in 6 months kind of wait. And it's like, what are you paying insurance money for? If you're paying a deductible every single month trying to get this insurance and you can't even get into your doctor for 3 months, there's 3 months worth of, insurance payments that you're making when you could have just gone to the urgent care and paid out of pocket, or go to the ER and pay out of pocket, and it won't cost you nearly as much. Now, if there's something wrong, like you're going to need surgery, then you're going to wish you had the insurance because that's going to cost a pretty penny, right? But it's absolutely crazy where we are with how insurance works in the United States of America versus like other places where it's easier to get in. There's a lot of places here that don't take insurance. They're like, we don't take insurance. That way we don't have to go through the mumbo jumbo of getting you in or whatever else. You just come in and you pay a fee and that is what it is. And I'm like, maybe that's the way to go, because all these places that take insurance are the same places that are like, you're going to have to wait a month, boo-boo. I know your shoulder hurts and you kind of want to bang your head on a wall, but either take a lot of pills or drink heavily until we can see you. Not really the best option. So that's where we've been the last couple days. Also, y'all see that big there we go, a big mamma jamma back there? That's that air fryer, the Ninja air fryer that I picked up. So I want to tell you right now, I have not used these, but these were the saving grace for his shoulder, which I'm surprised about because a rotator cuff tear, this really shouldn't do that much, but I think it's more of like maybe a mental thing, but it did help a little bit. My sister-in-law had these in Georgia, little ones, and she'd put like 3 in a row on Kevin's shoulder for him to help. So my mom got the big ones. Those worked better. Just took one. I went to Target yesterday or the day before to get more of these. And I'm like, maybe these will help me with my backache because my back hurts, that sciatica. I feel like it's how you know when you're getting old, you're like, oh, my sciatica is acting up now. So I'm hoping these will help with my back, but they definitely made him feel better about his shoulder. So I got him that. And then I was like, well, you're supposed to do like cold compress thing, right? So I got one of these at Target. Explain to me why I couldn't just find like a freezer bag kind of thing, like the kind you used to put in lunches, the ones that were either the hard square or even the soft ones that were filled with like the blue stuff. You'd get them over in like the Tupperware section maybe, or even in like food bags, like Ziploc baggies and stuff. They used to have them all the time, so you could use them for lunch boxes and things like that. Put them in the freezer, throw them in your kid's lunchbox so their yogurt or whatever stays cold. I walked all around Target, could not find anything like that. All I could find were these versatile compresses. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. So I got these things and they have these little like beads in them. So I put it, actually, let me show you. I put them in the freezer for him. And hold on, I have a cauliflower crust pizza covering everything. Don't mind me, I'll be right back. Y'all know I don't pause stuff. So I got these and it's cold, like it's been in the freezer for like 2 days. He used it one day. I asked him, I said, how are you gonna hold this in place? You can't just sit it there. You're gonna get real tired. Oh, that feels good. Oh, that feels nice. I'm like, you're gonna get real tired of holding it. So I bought him an elastic wrap and I wrapped it around him like this slingshot. And when I tell you that it was the stupidest looking thing I've ever seen, because it basically took his man boob area and like shoved it into his throat and then made this divider between his boob and his belly, because men have tatas too, right? So it was like lifting this thing up and shoving the rest of the stuff down, and it was real special looking, but it held it in place like I knew it would. So win-win for me. So I got him this one. And then I was like, well, if that's not enough, I got him this thing. And I was like, well, maybe you can just like, now I don't even know how I was gonna expect him to do this. I was like, you can just put it here and like put your arm, because it comes with a strap. It's for your back technically. Like you can just do this and like, oh, that would have worked. See, he was like, that's not gonna work. Yo, well, okay, if I let go, it's gonna fall. Okay, but I feel like this would have worked really well too. But I'm gonna use this on my lower back. So these things, they say you can freeze them or you can put them in the microwave and heat them. And then you have warmth wherever you need it. And I'm like, oh, my uterus will love this once a month, right? So I have these for him, but technically mama's gonna use them too. But these were not that expensive and worked really well. So he's been using the cold compress. It sounds like such a weird word to say and I don't know why. So he's been using those, held in place by this cheapo little elastic wrap. Side note, these little jokers will jab the shit out of you and it will hurt. It's like giving blood, but more painful. These little, whatever those are, contraptions are awful. Whoever came up with that, shame on you. So I did that, and then I got myself a new heating pad because my other one broke. But anyway, so hello hair. What are we doing here? What's happening? My hair is 2 days dirty, as you can tell from the roots now, and it's starting to lose like its luster. It's like fluff up and it won't do it. So I got the Ninja, the double basket, and a piece of hair in my mouth. This is what it looks like on the inside. So I get 2 baskets. This is a grilling plate. So I took these out. This is, hold on. So this is the grilling plate. You're supposed to put this in. I don't know why you would have anything in here without it, but I guess you could use it without it. But this is to keep it from sitting on the bottom, right? So that the air circulates so you can get like an even top bottom kind of crispy thing going. So you put your foods in here. And I have this one, the Ninja, is a dual zone. So you can make different things in each basket on each side. And it's pretty interesting. So far, let me tell you what I've done. So far I have made chicken, which I didn't come out right because I put in them little jokers was thick. There was some big old titties I put in there. I didn't cut them in half like I should have. And I didn't do a tenderizer thing also like I should have. So they came out a little chewy-ish. The flavor was amazing. The crispiness on the outside was great. But because I didn't do the before stuff correctly, not my favorite chicken, but it was still okay. So then I did Brussels sprouts. And then I was like, well, do you put them on roast? Because it gives you the option for air fry, bake, roast, reheat, dehydrate, and keep warm, right? So I'm like, all right, so do I do Brussels sprouts on air fry or roast? And I was thinking roast because I like whenever you get them at restaurants, they're called roasted Brussels sprouts. They're always like crispy and like soft at the same time and just freaking tasty with like balsamic, maple, whatever. So I put them in, I took the Brussels sprouts and I cut the ends off and I cut them in half. I got them for $1.50 at Target. These things were supposed to be like $4, but because they were Best Buy the same date I got them, I was like, I'm gonna take 3 bags, thank you so much. Work smarter or save more money. Work smarter, not harder, right? Shop smarter, not harder. So I cut them all up into pieces, dropped them in both baskets, and I did a dual zone cooking thing. And they came out crispy. Okay, I put them on roast. So they came out crispy, and I didn't have maple syrup or balsamic. So I mixed avocado oil and Aunt Jemima waffle syrup together and then poured it over them and shook them up, and it was still pretty tasty. It's not exactly like restaurant quality, but it gave you a nice little sweetness to it, right? So I made those, And I didn't love them because the Brussels sprouts to me weren't as soft as I would wanted them to be. Like the outsides were crispy like I want from a restaurant, but the insides weren't really soft. So I got to work on that. Then last night I made asparagus and I hit air fry. Made them not really crispy. So when I make them on the stove on a pan, I like to cook them like halfway, like al dente style, so that they're still crispy, like crunchy when I eat them, because I like to chop them up into small pieces and put them on salads cold and just randomly like nibble on them. But in the air fryer, they came out kind of crispy on the outside and sometimes kind of soggy and sometimes not. So maybe I put too many things in it and it didn't have enough space to like get all the way around. Or maybe I should have put them on roast instead of air fry. I don't know. So then I made green beans in there too, like the long green beans, the kind you go pick and whatever. So I made those in there and I put them in as air fry. And same thing, some parts were like super crispy and other parts were like not, but I actually like those. Those came out really good in my opinion. I'm working on these things. I'm not gonna dehydrate anything. That's 8 to 12 hours of I don't have the patience for. I did it with bananas one time. We're not doing that shit again. So that dehydrate's never gonna get used. The reheat and the keep warm, when I wanna reheat something instead of throwing it in the microwave, I'm just gonna throw it in there because it's gonna taste better and also crisp it up on the outside. But I gotta work on my air fryer knowledge. So for those of you who cook in the air fryer like religiously, please feel free to help me and anybody else who happens to watch this video in the comment section by saying, this is the food I cook, this is the temperature I put, this is what I put it on, air fry or roast or bake, this is how long, please and thank you, like seriously, please and thank you. My sister-in-law told me that she does chicken at 370 for 20 minutes, but she also tenderizes it. Mine doesn't let me go to 370. It's got 365, 375, 385, 395, 400. It's really weird, but it wouldn't let me go to 370, right? So I couldn't do that. So I put it at 375 and I tried to cook it for the same amount of time. And again, because I didn't do all the things correctly, it was a little bit chewy, like that little fat piece in the middle part, a little bit chewy. But I'm gonna keep trying. I've gotten other stuff to put in there. I got these like chicken, they're called papusas, which sounds dirty, but it's not. It's like a cornmeal patty kind of thing filled with cheese and chicken. I got it at Sam's Club. I figured my kid would eat it. It'd be easy. It's gluten-free because I'm trying to stay away from gluten. But it's still high carbs because it's corn, you know, whatever. But that with a little sour cream, even though I don't really love all that much dairy. But I put those in there. Ooh. Those came out nicely. I like those a lot. And I'm pretty sure if you put any other kind of frozen things in there, like pizza rolls or little frozen taquitos or something like that, it'd be really good. I do want to do broccoli next because I love like fresh broccoli, not frozen broccoli on the stove. So I'm hoping that I can not destroy it there in the air fryer. I love this thing. It was $130 at Sam's Club. I told you guys about, and money well spent in my opinion. Now I just got to figure out how to make everything taste better. But my apartment does not heat up like Hades like it does with this oven when I want to cook chicken or bake chicken in there. The whole entire apartment gets hot. This, it doesn't. It's a little loud, not crazy, but you do have to turn the TV up like another 1 or 2 decibels. Is that what we call it when it's the volume on TV? Is it decibel? I don't know. You got to turn it up like 1 or 2 more because it's kind of hard to hear a little bit because that does get a little bit loud, but it does not heat up the apartment. It cools off like immediately after you use it. It's extremely easy to clean on the inside. And it works like that. So far I'm loving this air fryer thing. Like I didn't do it for the longest and now I'm glad I did. So thanks to my sister-in-law for cooking everything in the air fryer last week because it made me want to go buy one. So now between that and then the rice cooker I have, I'll never need this joker again. Well, like scrambled eggs and stuff on the stove, but I'm not using that oven for anything. You can make cupcakes in there. I mean, I shouldn't make cupcakes because I'll eat all of the cupcakes, but you could if you wanted to, and that's what matters. So that's that. SquirrelTribe 2.0. Love you guys immensely. I hope I see you again on Monday. Today's Friday. Maybe I'll see you Saturday or Sunday, but I can't promise. But hopefully Monday for another Mimosa Monday live stream at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be lovely. I'd love to see you guys then. So, okay, I love you. Goodbye.